Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Friday night. Welcome to the program. Damon is off tonight. He'll be back on Monday. He's heading up to Boston to do some basketball. He's not playing basketball. His son is. But he's going to be up there watching some basketball. And he might even make it to the second game of the NBA Finals. So we'll find out about that as the weekend progresses. In the meantime, Slick Rick is here with Sports. Slick, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing wonderful on a Friday night there, Rick Delgado.
Yeah, what do you got for anything you want to tease us with sports coming up?
Well, we're going to give you an update on that young man from the Kansas City Chiefs who still remains unconscious. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to have a little rodeo tonight. And, of course, we're going to preview the Stanley Cup Finals Game 1 tomorrow night in... Where are we going to be playing that game? Florida.
I guess so. That's where we're going to be playing. All right, so we'll do sports in just a little bit. David Zier is here as well, the host of Breaking Point, every Saturday morning right here at 8 a.m. on Real America's Voice, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. David, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking. Great to see you guys. The Ricks with us. Very exciting. A lot going on in the news, and very upset. I found out Miss Maryland was a man.
Oh, my gosh.
So we'll get to that and other stories.
How about Mrs. Alabama?
Miss
Alabama, right?
She was a heavy favorite, I heard.
Yeah, she's the size of Louisiana.
The whole world is unraveling.
Going on.
Judge Merchan's got a tiger by the tail right now, maybe.
Yeah, we'll dive into that in just a little bit because that's a breaking story. There's things that we know, things that we don't know. We'll dive into in just a few moments. But I did want to take this moment to first acknowledge the passing of one of my best friends growing up. His dad, Mr. Neil McLaughlin, 84, recently passed away. Lived in Danbury, Connecticut, formerly of Brooklyn and Center Ridge in New York. Lived a full life. Was known. Everybody knew when Mr. McLaughlin was around. He had a voice. He had a voice that could boom. It was one of the two things. I grew up with two guys, my best friends, both named Kevin. One of them, his dad. You always knew when he was around because you could smell his pipe. He always smoked a pipe. And Mr. McLaughlin, you always knew when he was around because you could hear his voice. He just had a booming voice. Great guy. Great family throughout. Really, they're scattered throughout the Northeast right now. But we all grew up together in, on Long Island. And, great family. And we wish them the best. And hearts go out. He was a great guy. So
how old?
He was 84.
84.
Wow,
so,
that's good.
But he was a local guy, Long Island, most of his life. But no, great man.
Yeah, they had the big funeral today for Heather McNamara, who was that girl I went to the wake last night. Had 6 major organs removed, one of the only surgeries like that in the world. To remove a tumor 14 years ago. She made it till 22 years old. But she was an EMT, and the highways were just jammed with fire trucks and closed off the roads. And she was brought to the cemetery in an ambulance instead of a hearse because she,
EMT.
her desire was to be a full-time EMT. But a real strong girl, and big turnout for her. So that was nice.
Yeah. So we start on a down note, but again, best to the families, both the families, the McLaughlin family and your friend's family as well. Wishing them, sending them our best and our condolences. Changing things up just a little bit. Like I mentioned, Damon is off tonight. He will be back tomorrow. He says he might check in from the car. I doubt it, unless he stops at Woody's. He gets lost and he stops at a Woody's.
Be back tomorrow.
No, I mean Monday.
I thought we had to work tomorrow too, right?
No, not yet.
They'd like us to work Saturdays. Come on.
I'm going to try to hit Woody's next Thursday on the way down to Cape May, New Jersey. So I'll let you guys know if I can.
You going to go through the back door, or how you going in?
Come on.
Come on.
I walked right into that.
It's too. Well,
literally,
you don't want to back into it. Anyhow, what was I going to say? I guess the big story, right, is the notification of the Trump verdict before it was actually announced. Now, this and Fran was good enough to do some research. He does some amazing research because even I couldn't find this guy, but Fran found him. According to this, Judge Merchan. And this is coming from the National Pulse. Breaking. New York Judge Merchan informs lawyers of "My cousin is a juror. Trump is getting convicted." Facebook post. left on the New York court page before the verdict. And a new development, it says here. Again, this is coming from thenationalpost.com. In a new development in Trump's Manhattan hush money case, Justice Merchan has communicated to the involved parties about an incident involving a comment left on the court system's Facebook page. The comment, left on May 29th, one day prior to Trump's conviction, reads, "My cousin is a juror and says Trump is getting convicted. Thank you, folks, for all your hard work." And it has a heart on it. I think we have a copy of the letter or a screenshot of it. You can see it for yourself. That was the post that was left. The fact that the judge has written the involved parties may indicate truth to the inside knowledge of the poster. The letter from Judge Merchan reads, "In full, today the court became aware of a comment that was posted on the Unified Court System's public Facebook page, which I now bring to your attention." In the comment, the user Michael Anderson states, as I just read, "My cousin is a juror and says Trump is getting convicted. Thank you, folks, for all your hard work." The comment, now labeled as 1 week old, responded to a routine UCS notice posted on May 29th regarding oral arguments in the 4th Department of the Appellate Division unrelated to the proceeding. The posting entitled, "The Appellate Division 4th Department will hear oral arguments this morning," and the content is viewable on that Facebook posting. The comment now is no longer, visible when it was checked by the National Post, but theoretically, if the comment is found to be true and a juror was discussing the verdict of the case with their cousin, Judge Merchan could rule a mistrial. Given his record of rulings against Trump and his daughter's financial stake in the case, though, many feel that this is unlikely. So that's the latest of what was breaking. I guess that was the big story today.
So it broke earlier. I was talking to Miranda Devine via text, and she was going to let us know if this guy's a troll or not. And Mediaite is posting about an hour ago that MSNBC's Katie Fang noted that the same user also claimed on May 20th that Trump would be convicted 10 days before the conviction was handed down. So the user's profile describes the user as a professional S poster.
Yes, his name is Michael Anderson. He's listed as transabled and a professional S poster.
So I guess we'll get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. Fran also sent me some other stuff. According to this, and again, it's another posting, I guess, that this guy made on X, says thank you for or Facebook on that Facebook page. Thank you for all your hard work against the MAGA crazies.
Yeah. Oh, MAGA crazies, huh?
Let's see.
That's how we started it out, right? The post.
And according to Lopsided Free Speech, a response says, Michael Anderson, well, you just implicated your cousin in a crime. If what you say is true, it is against the law for a juror to discuss the case before it is ended. Thank you for shedding light on your cousin's actions. Again, this is all hearsay. We don't know for sure. I guess they will definitely get to the bottom of it. But for the time being, I guess, up until, for what we know right now, a letter was definitely sent from the judge to both parties to alert them that this was in fact out there, and I guess they are looking into it. So that the big story breaking from it just seems to never end, doesn't it, David? When it comes to this trial,
no,
it's crazy.
No, and if it was true, should be a mistrial. But Merchan's in the driver's seat here,
Not gonna do anything here. You know that.
Probably
waste
wouldn't
of time.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. Again, everybody's posting it, reposting it. You'll see a lot on it. Alan Dershowitz was out again today calling this. He was stunned, calling this the worst legal verdict he's seen in 60 years. A lot of people talking about this. We got a lot of clips from President Trump and Dr. Phil. That was the other big story.
Yeah.
That was the big story until this broke at about, 5:00 or so, I think I saw this come across.
And it was amazing. We have the clip later. One audience member gets up and says, listen, I feel like this has been hidden from me. If we saw the side of Trump before,
Yeah, a lot of people.
We'd support him.
It was a real eye opener, right? No question about it.
Yeah, so we've got a bunch of the. You know what? We'll do that. I'm not sure. We do have a guest tonight, so we'll do that at 8:30 with the guest, and then we'll do the Dr. Phil clips after that. In the meantime, David, I know you've got Breaking Point coming up this weekend. What do you have for the good people tomorrow morning?
Well, I have an exciting show. I've got those Israeli hostage family interviews. Some of them that I didn't air will be playing tomorrow. 8 a.m. Eastern on Real America's Voice News. And then I've got Josh Macchiello, who's the president of Global Ascension Studios, for the red carpet premiere of Scott Lebato's The Relentless Patriot. And Scott Lebato is the street artist. He painted the blue line down the Staten Island Expressway to support the police during the George Floyd riots. He has all kinds of stunts that he pulls around, and he's a very creative artist. And he opened the Wildwood rally with an incredible speed painting he did of President Trump in front of an American flag. All-star studded lineup on the premiere. Dennis Quaid might be there, Andrew Giuliani, all kinds of people, maybe some New York City Council members, and the Tribeca Film Festival's there in that area, so there might be, some more celebrities showing up. A lot of people are coming out publicly. Johnny Sachs will be there, Drea Matteo from The Sopranos, and I've interacted with the Sopranos staff cast over the years. Trumpers. They're Trumpers. Right. And that should be exciting. And then I got Pastor David Lowery talking about this incredible crime in Chicago. He's a pastor from Chicago, and he's trying to get the word out for the black community and the minority community who's been displaced by illegals in Chicago. And this couple that was attacked, guy gets a misdemeanor assault, kills a baby in the womb of this woman. 40 people shot over Memorial Day weekend. Mm-hmm. And then Mayor Johnson wants to put 1,200 trauma kits around the city as his answer for crime. I have one more guest, but I forgot.
That's not very good for that guest.
It's
Hope
an
they
exciting,
show up.
And then I got Terry
the unknown
Newsom.
comic.
Terry Newsom, another activist. He is great in the Chicago area, outspoken against school boards. The feds put him on the no-fly list for speaking out at school boards about porn in schools and the LGBT agenda. And Matt Gaetz helped him out, wrote a letter, got him off the no-fly list. He's become a staple in Chicago for activism, working in concert with these black pastors and hosting a Border 911 event next week with Tom Holman and everybody in Chicago. So a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot going on, and a lot going on tonight. Turning Point action is going on right now as well. We will be cutting to that when Charlie Kirk comes out, and that's turned into a major advantage for President Trump. I don't know if you've seen, even NPR is reporting. When NPR does a positive piece about Trump, things have things are changing.
The tide is
former
turned.
President Donald Trump has largely been absent from Arizona, it says here, but he returned to the Grand Canyon State after nearly 2 years to back up on the ground organizing from the outside groups. I've got that clip of Sheriff Joe Arpaio that I forgot to play last night. We'll play that tonight
Trump
as well.
Trump brought him up on stage,
right? He brought him up on stage. So we'll go through that. We've got a lot to get through, a busy night on tap. All we need for you is to hang tight. Join us in the socials as well. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Friday night. We'll be back. Stay there. No clicking. No, but I will now.
What's everybody? Let's see. Hello.
Hello.
Going into the YouTube live chat. Tina
Richie
M.
coming on.
Moon
Is
Pie.
Richie your guest?
Miss Know It All.
Hello.
Hello, Ruby. Drag Blacker. AZ Mikey.
Is it Slick you're looking for?
No. Is it Damon you're looking for?
Johnny Black Sox, Sean Stanton. Wow, big crowd tonight in the YouTube live. Spud Nuts.
Spud Nuts. Man, oh man.
What's up, Jeff?
I love that name. That's a classic. Spud Nuts.
Let's go. Let's see what's going on in Facebook land.
Pizza Friday. Come on.
Facebook. Can't get on Facebook.
So, you have any Pizza Friday?
I had a few bites, yeah. Okay, live from Studio 6B. So, is it from last night? Do I need to reset the chat? Is that what happens here?
Maybe.
I think so.
Look, I'm a hairdresser now, Aaron. Look at this. Oh, it's his birthday today. So
Little Prince. Remember that with Gene Wilder?
Yes, I do.
I saw that at Radio City Music Hall in like 1974 or something. All right, here we go. I'm in the Facebook chat. Hello, Daniel Flores, John Phillips, Rod, Jan, Mo Man. We love Mo Man Me.
Yeah, Mo Man Me.
Delgado is warming his socks.
Great follower, Mo Man Me.
What's up, Daniel Flores? Carol DeCure. I think I'm saying that right.
Delgado's probably having pizza offset. He's being a gentleman, unlike Slick Rick eating in front of the crowd here.
Peggy Pavis. What's up, Peggy? Kathleen Hanley.
Kathleen Hanley.
Amos Rogers. Someone asked if you were warming your socks, Rick. But it's the summer, so it's the opposite, right?
No, I don't warm my socks. I blow my socks.
Okay.
You can blow my socks too.
Oh my God.
Hey, Rick. So the guest is supposed to be scheduled for 8:30, and Charlie may come out around 8:30.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
So-
great planning as always.
I think until I hear otherwise, we'll call the guest at 8:27 and have him on until Charlie comes out, and then
Okay.
just let him go.
Can you send me the guest information? Too?
Damon did. I'll forward it to you again.
Okay. No, if he sent it, then I'll just open my email and look for it.
That's a good way to do it.
I could do that.
The prep on this show.
Live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, Real America's Voice, welcoming you to the program. If you're running late, where have you been? You missed some good stuff in the first 15 minutes. David talked about the guest that he couldn't remember. We covered the big breaking news story, I guess, between 4:30 and 5 that broke regarding the Trump conviction. The letter that was sent from Judge Merchan, we covered that. It's just a weird. It's this soap opera never ends, does it? With the left and their shenanigans, and they'll do anything to get Trump, no matter what. But now we have this monkey wrench thrown in that could completely nullify the trial. So we'll see what happens with that. Again, it's too early. The guy's Facebook page says he's a professional, Esther, basically.
Yeah.
So take it all with a grain of salt, and we'll see what happens with that. In the meantime, Slick Rick has got some sports. Let's do some sports, Slick. What do you got? It's brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to MyPillow.com. Make sure you use our code LFS6B at checkout. Send it to us with your receipt that proves that you use our code. You get the free T-shirt as well. Slick, what do you got for us?
Well, let's get to the golf right away. We go right to the scoreboard, the Memorial Tournament. It's at the Muirfield Village Golf Club in Dublin, Ohio. Beautiful Ohio. Scotty Scheffler cranking away. Shot a 9 under today. So you know what? Hey, he's running from the law. He's doing good, though. Really great. So good to see him. Victor Hovland came in. He shot a 6 under in second place, along with 2 others. So, first 2 rounds, Scotty Scheffler, -9 under par. So looking good. Good there. French Open earlier today. Well, Alcaraz actually defeated Sinner. Listen to this one. 6-2, 6-3, 6-3, 6-4, 6-3. So it was a 5-set match. Unbelievable. But Alcaraz does beat Sinner to go into the final. And then, let's see, Zverev, Alexander Zverev beat Ruud 6-2. 6-2, 6-4, and 6-2. So, wow, incredible tennis. So, men's final will be on Sunday, which we'll certainly recap that on Monday night. And the women's final is tomorrow. Let's get right to the MLB. Right now, the Brewers bombing the Tigers 10-0, top of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th, Pirates over the Twins 2-0. Nationals blanking the Braves 2-0 as well, top of the 7th. Orioles over the Rays 4-2, top 6. Top 5, no score, Dodgers and Yankees. Good pitcher duel there. who's on the mound for the Yankees? Don Larson. We got the Reds over the Cubs, 2-0 over the Cubs, top of the fifth. End of four, Guardians and Marlins, not of that too. We have the Giants and Rangers, no score, top of the second. Just underway, Red Sox and White Sox, bottom of the first, no score there. Mariners and Royals, literally just underway, no score there. And Rockies and Cards, no score as well, top of the first. Astros are taking on the Angels out in Old California at 9:38 tonight. And the Diamondbacks are visiting the Padres at 9:40 as well. First pitch of the night. Well, say what you want, but that Harrison Butker, pretty damn good guy. Chief Butker was first teammate to bring medical staff to B.J. Thompson during cardiac arrest, and this has become a very serious situation. This young man who literally in a meeting room went under cardiac arrest and went unconscious, still has not come out of that. It has been revealed that Kansas City Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker, his name's been thrown around a little bit of late, right? All the lefties getting mad at him about, talking about women, thinking about putting college before family, or putting family before college, getting their priorities straight as far as Harrison Butker says. I tend to agree with him. I think family always comes first. Careers will always follow. The money always follows when you do the right thing, in my opinion. But Harrison Butker's quick reaction played a vital role in bringing medical aid to defensive end B.J. Thompson after he went to an seizure and cardiac arrest during a team meeting. The team canceled its practices and meetings Thursday after Thompson collapsed during a morning meeting. The 25-year-old Thompson had a seizure, went into cardiac arrest, and remained unconscious until Friday afternoon. He was tended by the team's medical staff and then sent to a hospital where he was listed as in stable condition and where he awoke on Friday afternoon. So literally just a couple of hours ago, he finally came out of his, I don't know if it was an induced coma, but the young man is finally conscious and aware of what's going on. Now head trainer Rick Burkholder is reporting that it was Harrison Butker who first ran from the meeting room and tracked down the team's medical assistants and got them to Thompson's side to help stabilize the stricken player before the city's first responders were able to arrive on the scene. We were in a meeting, Burkholder told the media at a team presser today, and then he went into cardiac arrest. He added that the team had run many drills to prepare for medical emergencies and even had a drill run on Monday. But Burkholder noted that it was Harrison Butker who acted quickly to get Thompson the care he needed. With BJ, when he had his seizure, Butker immediately ran towards the training room and grabbed Julie Freimer and David Glover and then grabbed me. They went into the room to begin applying defibrillators and or other life-saving procedures to try and stabilize Thompson. So, yeah, those defibrillators are really lifesavers, those ones that they have at these facilities. A lot of stores have them too. I'm not sure if it's required now in a store, but a lot of places do have them in a lot of locations. But good for Harrison Butker playing a hero. Guy got a lot of bad press. Well, he got bad press from half the people, but a lot of the crazies. But overall, really good stuff. All right, Rick. I got some other stories, but I'm going to throw it back to you so you can get some news in.
All right, very good. And again, Slick Rick Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com and make sure to use our code at checkout. Hey, Aaron, I know I talked about the Sheriff Arpaio clip. I don't have it on my list here, but do you have it available? Or is it possible? Okay. Oh, it is available. Great. Let's do that now. This is President Trump speaking yesterday in Arizona. He sees in the crowd Sheriff Joe and brings him up. Check this out.
I used to love that guy. Where is Sheriff Joe? Hey, Joe, come up here. Come up here.
He's a man of the people.
Get up here, Joe.
Joe Biden could never do something
Sheriff
like this.
Joe.
Unscripted? No.
No games. There were no games. There were no games being played with Sheriff Joe. I didn't know he was here. Come here, Joe.
Look at this. Come on.
Now, Sheriff Joe had his election rigged some years ago and lost his spot.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Another guy got screwed, huh? What a shame.
I don't kiss men, but I kissed him. We had a real border with this guy. People said he was too tough or too... Now they're saying, where is Sheriff Joe?
Yeah.
He's 170 years old, but we want him back. Joe, say something.
Hold on. I want to see your birth certificate. He doesn't believe my age. You think I'm 73?
I think you're 50.
I love this guy. When NBC came up to me and said, John McCain, you're a hero. And I paused, because 4 months before, I woke up and told my wife, and thank you, everything you've done for Ava. Never forget that. Never. So I said about McCain, I'm not going to badmouth him. You know, he still served our country. But when I woke up, I told my wife, I finally found the only hero I ever had in my life, and that's him.
That's exceptional. Yeah. That's powerful.
I'm like the president. I'm not a typical politician. We talk too much sometimes.
That's okay.
But you know what? You talk from the heart. Unfortunately, and you get in trouble for that. And what he did for my wife, Ava, I will never forget it.
Thank you.
When my wife came down, my wife used to watch Fox, who I never watch anymore, except for your guy. And because she used to watch Donald Trump. And when I told Donald Trump about my wife,
yeah, it's just great stuff from Sheriff Joe again. Yeah. We don't have time to finish the clip, but obviously Donald Trump stepped up and did something for him personally that doesn't get talked about. And we've heard this a lot from people that come out and have these stories about Donald Trump.
He used to make his inmates wear pink underwear, ban pornographic material in prison, and meatless meals.
And live in tents.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back. Take a quick break. We come back. More live from Studio 6B. All right, so now we're live in the chat. Live in the chat, I think. Are we? Yeah, there we are. Okay, we're live in the chat. How are you, chat?
Wonderful.
Slick Rick is eating in your face. It's Pizza Friday, that's why. David's trying to hide his pizza. As he slides it into his tremendous gullet. Don't throw it.
That's the bread limit for the day.
Pizza toss.
So we've got Dr. James Thorpe coming up next. And we still have Charlie Kirk, who's going to be we're going to be taking that feed from Turning Point Action out in Arizona. I think Candace Owen was speaking just a little while ago, just before we got started. So we were watching her. Just a lot of action on a Friday night heading into the weekend.
Who do we have coming up?
What do you mean, guest wise? Oh, Charlie Kirk is coming on now, so we're going to do that first. Maybe we'll pick up Dr. James Thorpe in just a little bit, but here he is. Charlie Kirk.
Oh. Thank you. Please take a seat, everybody. Thank you. Wow, what a group. 9th Annual Young Women's Leadership Summit, everybody. Is that not amazing? First, I want to give a round of applause to the amazing Turning Point USA staff and events team that put all this on. Don't they do a great job? By the way, how great is all of this? All this botany, all this. It's great. I have nothing to do with all of this. It's nothing. None of it. It's so impressive and amazing. And from all the details to how they plan, it is truly remarkable. This event is one of the most successful things we have done in now our 12 years of Turning Point USA. We just had a 12th birthday. And which means that Turning Point USA is almost old enough to get home run blockers in California. So that's a pretty sick joke, but it's true. And it's amazing to see over the last 9 years how many amazing leaders have been able to come out of this event. But most importantly is seeing the friendships and the relationships that last a lifetime. And so I have to do this immediately because I always forget, but this is very important. Who is attending this event and you basically know nobody here? Raise your hand. And you know, like, okay. So now, that's incredible. So you keep your hand, no, you have to keep your hand up. So for those of you that don't have your hands up. You have to go talk to those young ladies tonight, and then we're going to ask tomorrow who here knows, and there will be no hands that go up, okay? Go find those that came by yourself. It's amazing how many, that's over half the room, that came here and they know nobody, and they are traveling to be here and to try and meet new people and to really act boldly. I want to say a special thank you to the Duddleston Foundation that helped underwrite this entire event. Give it up to them. Thank you. Really great. And it's just really been something to see over the last couple of years how this has grown. So I just have a short remarks, then I want to spend almost all my time on question and answer, because that's the most fun, and that's what drives the media the most nuts. Because, just so you know, I, as a man, am not allowed to give you advice. Not allowed. It is verboten. It is forbidden. So I definitely want to make sure we spend a lot of time on that. So there's a great book that was written in the 1940s, I think it's 1940s, by C.S. Lewis. Anyone like C.S. Lewis? I'm a huge C.S. Lewis fan. It's great. And Chronicles of Narnia are great. They're all terrific. But there's one book in particular that I think is his greatest work, which is called Abolition of Man. And in Abolition of Man, he warns that if you do not have an objective understanding of what is good, what is true, what is beautiful, if you don't have the way or the Tao or a truth to live by, your entire society will fall apart. Now, he was writing this 80 or 90 years ago, the abolition of man. And if we are honest with ourselves, they've done a really good job of abolishing men in Western society. If I went around this room, I said, are you thrilled or not so happy with the status of American men right now? Would you say happy or not so happy? Yeah, not so happy. And most men would agree, but you should also have a little bit of sympathy for them, just a little bit. Because from the time that many of your brothers and many of your friends that are men are old enough to understand what's going on, there is a nonstop war against men in this country. And we need strong men in America. We need strong men in our communities. And you as young women leaders should demand that, should pray for that, and should expect that. However, we've seen the abolition of men in our country. We are now living through phase 2, which is the abolition of women. We've been doing this for 9 years. And the first time we started our Young Women's Leadership Summit 9 years ago, no one would even know what the transgender thing was. The pride flag was still the rainbow flag. Have you seen the new pride flag? It's like a triangle and a circle and a half circle and like a black circle, because it's like the revolution. It keeps on continuing. By the way, it's not LGB anymore. It's, I think I got this right. Hold on, or else I'm a hater. LGBTQISA+. Is that right? Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, two-spirit. No, that's right. No, that's right. 2 is in it, too. What's the A? LGBT. I might have 1, 2, 3. That, it could be. And it keeps on changing. You see, in the last 9 years, we have allowed them to keep on pushing forward in a way where it started where, you know, you disagree. Like, okay, I believe marriage is one man and one woman, but I guess live and let live. And first they wanted you to affirm, and then they wanted you to celebrate, and then they wanted you to participate. And if you don't, they're willing to destroy your life. But it is bigger than that. And we are now at the precipice of the abolition of women in America. And that is why this event is so important as a message to the media and a message to people watching that you do not get to choose to be a woman. You are either a woman or you are a man. Period. In fact, how insulting, how repulsive it is that womanhood is something you can appropriate as if it is a disguise or a costume or a Halloween outfit that you put on. Womanhood is a lot more than how you look. And it is very interesting to see, because you could criticize men a fair amount, but we don't really put up with the trans thing very much. We just don't. Like, women pretend to be men. It's like, okay, you're obviously not a man. Like, get out of here. We're not going to put up with it. And we're honestly intolerant of it. And that's intolerance at its best. You should not be tolerant of lies. And so the next time that some of you have men who think they are women try to come up to you, say, yeah, you're actually not a woman, you're a man who has deep-seated mental problems, I hope you get help. And if you're uncomfortable saying that, you will lose womanhood. And this is why the trans thing is so dangerous, is they are preying on your decency. Is they are preying on how God made you, which is to be agreeable. Women are more agreeable than men. You might say, no, we're not. Yes, you are. I'm sorry, you are. Women are less likely to ask for raises. They're less likely to get in debates and arguments. You say, no, it's just how God made you. So the trans thing is a very pernicious threat because you do not want to be disagreeable, because God made men and women different, and women more than men want to be liked in the community that they're in. Just the way it is. And therefore, you do not want to be singled out for being the one person that says the obvious thing like, Dylan Mulvaney, you're a man. You're not a woman. Dylan Mulvaney, you're a man. And men will not be able to win this fight. This has to be a female-led fight to save womanhood, to save what a woman is. And it might require you to break some glass. It might require you to not put up with the BS or the nonsense. Now, some of you say, but Charlie, how do I, as a Christian, be loving to somebody that is suffering from gender dysphoria? Great question. The most loving thing one can do is refuse to lie. You lie to those people you don't love. You tell the truth to those that you love so much that you do not want to have them living in error. So when someone says, oh, you have to use my pronouns, it's she, her. Yeah, I'm not going to do that, actually. You're living a lie, and I refuse to lie. Like, you can call me whatever you want. You can fire me. You can throw me out of class. You can feather me. But at least I'll have my decency, and I'll be able to actually be obedient to the one thing that all of us should be obedient to, Almighty God, which is the most important thing. And I'm not going to bend a knee to your weird pseudo belief system. 2024, what is a woman, as Matt Walsh would ask the question? That is a question in front of us. What President Biden has done, President Biden signed Title IX, basically making one of the most radical steps in history towards the eradication of womanhood. And it's so amazing. I finally figured out, I said, where are the feminists? I now know where the feminists are. They're thrilled about this because they're like, oh, finally men feel our pain. That's literally what some of the feminists say. The feminists are not going to save you on this. What will save you is your own agency and your own action. And this room can be a force multiplier, can be a change agent in this world right now, in this country. Because it's one thing when I go up and I give a speech, they call me a hater and they kick me off of social media or whatever. It's another thing when those of you that are in sororities, when those of you that are in, your friend groups, when those of you that are leading or are participating in college sports, any college athletes out there, by the way, fair amount of hands going up. Where you're like, I refuse to compete against a man. We're not going to put up with that. And honestly, the leaders of the NCAA, including former governor of Massachusetts, Charlie Baker, should go to federal prison for endangering young female athletes by putting men in women's locker rooms. C.S. Lewis wrote many years ago that we are on the precipice of the abolition of man. We have now lived through that. Men have been all but abolished, weakened, emasculated, hyper-feminized, and now they are going after women. Why? And I'll close with this and we'll do questions. When God created the heavens and the earth in the beginning, first sentence of the Bible in the scriptures, Genesis 1:1, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. He created distinction and he created order. You cannot have a society if you do not have distinctions. Distinctions between good and evil. Distinctions between the holy and the profane. Distinctions between man and nature. And distinctions between male and female. You do not have a society if you do not have order. And you might say, oh, that doesn't, why does that matter? It's the most important thing. And that is why the enemy is launching a supernatural and spiritual attack to destroy womanhood. To do it through pronoun usage or flag wearing or allowing men in female locker rooms. Because without distinctions, then you are entering into a very dark new chapter that is against the natural law and against God's design. But it's not going to happen by itself. It's going to happen by every single one of you refusing to comply, not putting up with it, saying, no, I will not lie, and I do not care what the cost is. I don't care if I have to live a tougher life, if I have to take an income hit. I don't care what it takes. But I will be able to turn to my family, my friends, and my Creator, the only three things that matter, and hopefully eventually all of your future husbands or current husbands, which is to say, I stood for truth. I stood for righteousness even when it was hard. What is the alternative? That you go work at some weird company and you're like in some data center and you earn like $100,000 a year, but you have to go use people's pronouns? That destroys your soul. That is slow motion suicide of the soul. You have a choice in front of you. Embrace courage to save women against the attempted abolition of women. Let's do some questions, everybody. Thank you so much. Let's do some questions.
All right, there you have it. Charlie Kirk at the Young Women's Leadership Summit down in, where are they? In San Antonio, Texas? I believe that's where that's happening. I mistakenly thought it was Phoenix earlier. But there you have it. Some great stuff from Charlie. From what I understand, a very, very positive turnout. Lots of great stuff happened at the Turning Point event, David.
Yeah, every year. It's a great event. Rav has boots on the ground down there, and it's a very popular format, especially for young women.
Yeah. And you know what? And Slick, you can appreciate this because we've talked about it a bunch. When it comes to saving women, he was right. It can only be done by the women. The women have to stand up and say, you know what? No, we don't accept this. We don't accept men dressing up, playing dress up, basically. They're claiming you can just dress up and become a woman. They have to stand up and say, yeah, no, that's not right. What Charlie said was correct. You have a mental problem, and we hope you get help. But no, you're not a woman.
And you certainly don't belong in sports, of course.
Right.
I mean, that's really what my area. There's no reason in the world why a male should be competing against female.
Can I show you
it makes no sense.
The 20-second clip of Miss Maryland, who's a man? You want to see that?
You're obsessed with this, huh?
Yeah, you're really into Maryland.
Cut number 13, Miss Maryland is a man.
All right, here we go.
Oh, my God!
Okay, we got a close-up here?
Does she turn around and you see,
yeah,
you
like
see the tuck?
Ace Ventura.
Yeah, it's like Ace Ventura.
Wow.
Anyway, just had to share that with you.
Laces out, Dan. Laces out. Anyhow, but yeah. So I think he makes a great point, and hopefully, women like the who was the swimmer's name? Now the girl's name is
Leah Thomas and Riley Gaines.
Riley Gaines.
Yeah.
People
Leah
like
Thomas.
Riley Gaines and people like her need to really step up and say, you know what, this is us. We are women,
I
not
think
you
Riley
guys.
Gaines has really been a champion.
Yeah, she really has.
I covered a speech last year, and people were like crying listening to a story.
Yeah, she's been a real champion.
They marched Leah Thomas in, and he got naked in front of the college girls. They were just like stunned, shocked.
That's
sick.
And was forced on them by the NCAA.
And again, it's a sickness. And from what I understand now, there's some lawsuits that are coming out that hopefully these women can extract some revenge. Best way to say it, against the NCAA for doing what they did. So we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll do some more sports. We'll do some news with David Zier and a whole lot more. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Friday night. Stay there.
Look at this footage.
Hey, is my pen over there? We're live in the chat.
Yeah. Here, Rick.
Thank you.
I don't think so. Look at this. Wow. I don't know what happened.
Oh, no.
Let me see what happened to him.
Now, who is this?
William Anders from the Apollo 8 crashed. I don't know where it was, but this incredible footage. Crashed on a freshwater lake somewhere. He died, Washington State.
That was a straight drop.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know who got that on film.
When was that, today?
I don't know. I don't know when the crash happened. Looked like today.
What's his name?
William Anders.
Apollo 8, remember? That was a long
He was 90. Yeah, Apollo 8
was
was like in this.
Sure.
Was it in the 60s?
Had to be. Well, yeah, right? Was it in the 60s?
Yeah. So Apollo 11 landed on the moon.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Apollo 8 space mission.
That plane just like fell out of the sky.
Yeah.
Right,
it was a Beechcraft.
Right, well, thankfully, it went into the water. It didn't hit any ground.
Yeah, it's being reported
Incredible
in the last
footage.
hour.
Oh, in the last hour? Wow, Zia, you're on it, man. Oof.
11:40 a.m. The crash happened.
11:40?
If it was today.
Yeah, it's only just hitting the news. I guess it took some time to identify.
Yeah, right. That's a good point.
Notify the family
And
before they
confirm.
could do anything.
But yeah, that's the other point. Sometimes things happen. You got to notify the family. But that's somebody caught that on video. You got to see the video. It's very dramatic.
Crazy.
Oh, rest in peace, William Anders. Wow, astronaut. Boy, how many people get to do that, right?
Yep.
0.25% of 1%.
According to some people, no one.
Oh,
No one's actually done it.
no, huh?
I'm just, throwing it out there.
We went there
You
6
tell me to
times.
buzz off.
Exactly.
I think old
crazy.
Buzz would have something to say about that. Now, come on.
Yeah, but we saw the footage of the. I'm watching that footage now. Damn,
That is crazy.
that is
crazy?
insane.
Yeah, that's a shame.
How would anybody catch that footage? You're right.
I know. It's like a good angle and everything.
Could have just,
Hiking or something.
Yeah.
Maybe they heard it sputtering.
yeah. Now, you might have heard,
Yeah, maybe they were originally, trying to video something else, and all of a sudden they hear it
Yep.
and they caught it. That's insane. All right, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Friday night. Slick Rick has got sports. David Zier, he's got some news that we'll be doing in just a little bit. But right off the top, we were talking about this in the break. David found this breaking news. Retired Apollo 8 astronaut William Anders identified in a fatal plane crash. He was a member of the Apollo 8 crew, piloted the vintage T-34 Mentor plane that unfortunately crashed earlier today near Orcas Island. I believe that's in Washington State. Just sad. Very sad.
Terrible.
This guy was, he was one of the guys that landed on the moon.
No,
right?
they were the first. Apollo 8 was the first flight to orbit the moon. It was a predecessor, right, to Apollo 11.
Wow.
And then to come back safely to Earth, it was the first time we accomplished that.
Yeah, he retired from the Air Force Reserves and General Dynamics, moved to Orcas Island in '93, where he established a foundation and a heritage flight museum with his family. This coming from the state of Washington, Fox 13, Seattle. I'm reading this from.
Incredible footage.
Just incredible footage, sad footage, and a sad ending to a guy with
Right?
Yeah.
What a way to go, but you probably have it no other way. Obviously the man was an aviator of aviators, right? I mean, when you're a spaceman, that's the ultimate aviation. You can't top that.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
You
Good
can't.
point.
Yeah.
So,
Good point. Age 90.
oh wow.
If he was flying that plane at age 90, that's kind of
Yeah. Was he solo? I wonder if he was flying solo. Or
I guess.
A lot of these old timers, they love it. We had a friend, Baron Askus, that I knew on Long Island. He had a P-40 Warhawk here on Long Island.
Yep.
He was a builder, custom builder, but he died doing what he loved.
Oh, really? Crashed
Crashed into the bay in the ocean right off of Shinnecock.
Yeah, that's crazy. So
what
we send out,
like a very similar
condolences to NASA and
Wow.
of course the Anders family. Wow, this
That was
is
a good catch, David. I didn't see
this is a terrible tragedy for a guy.
What a day.
Basically a hero, right?
Yeah.
Because back in the '60s, astronauts were heroes.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
they were. If you remember the movie The Right Stuff, you had to be the best of the best to be an astronaut.
Right.
You know?
No question.
And people don't know the monumental engineering effort. You know, kids today may not appreciate it as much, but all of America was working on this. You had millions of people involved with the lunar module built right here on Long Island.
Right here on Long Island,
You know, and just it was an amazing feat. It was critical to keep ahead of the Soviets because they were the first people in space, Yuri Gagarin, and we beat them in the Cold War. And we got to the moon, and they didn't.
Yeah.
6 times we went.
That's what they say.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
My first and second grade teacher, her husband was a scientist at NASA.
And they did it with slide rules.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It wasn't Adobe Photoshop and all this other stuff back then. You know what I mean? So these engineers were so talented. And same thing with like Boeing back in the day, all their accomplishments. These engineers, I think they were better.
Yeah, turns out they were way better. Anyhow, let's switch some gears and head over to sports. Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com. Use our code LFS6B at checkout. Slick, what do you got for us tonight?
Well, I got to give a little birthday wish out to. First, let me start with 2 people that had a little bit of an impact on my life. One a little bit less, and that would be the great Harry Oates. Today's Harry's birthday.
That's right.
Harry on the Highway.
Harry on the Highway. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Harry. I'm grateful to Harry. Harry introduced me to Damon and got me together with the show and brought us all together. And so I definitely want to wish Harry on the Highway a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Harry, you know, we make fun of Harry. Harry's got a heart of gold. He's a good guy. His frozen assets, he keeps his wallet in the freezer, so we know how he is as far as that goes. But we love Harry to death.
Yes.
Right? I mean, and we want to wish him a happy birthday. What is Harry, 58 and it's getting late? Right?
Something
58.
like
You know
He's
what?
58.
And his arms just keep shrinking when it comes time for the bill. But that's Harry, man.
We love Harry. And then, of course, today would have been the 66th birthday of the great Prince, born June 7th, 1958. But unfortunately left us way too soon in 2016 at the young age of 57. And I do say young age of 57 because even Harry's made it to 58 with the life he's led.
Yeah.
So not bad. But so I want to wish Prince, I'll be out in Minneapolis at the end of the month to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Purple Rain. I'm looking forward to seeing Morris Day and his band. He used to be with The Time. Now he's kind of on his own. And I'm looking forward to being there in Minneapolis in First Avenue where the Purple Rain movie was filmed and recorded. And if we have any luck, I will be there on Friday night for the show. I'll try to Skype in around 8 o'clock and maybe get a shot and see what kind of outfits.
Yeah, with you and you and The Time and The Revolution and
Morris Day and The Time. Right?
I will tell you that I will.
Did you ever meet Morris Day?
I was on stage with Morris Day.
Wow.
And I will most likely this year, they have a song called Jungle Love. You might remember that from the Purple Rain, right? Oh, wee, oh. And I have a suit, sequin leopard, that I bought out of London about a month ago. I'm getting the pants altered. I brought it in. My tailor, who was the tailor for the Harlem Globetrotters, she went, oh my God, I'd never seen anything like that. So I'll have some pictures.
You got the last one. I went in there after you, and it was gone.
I know Damon said he was going to get one too, but he couldn't find a herd of leopards to actually skin and put together a suit for him.
Jungle Love, that would have been Biafra if Damon wore that thing.
Wow.
Forget about it. So,
Wow.
and we got the Prince style that was made for me by a viewer several years ago, and we have him on set here with me. So
Hey,
we always have him on set
let me
with
ask you a
Good
quick
stuff.
question regarding Prince, real quick, before we jump into sports.
Hit it.
Is it true from the stories that Charlie Murphy used to share on the Chappelle Show
What, about the pancakes?
about the pancakes
You're gonna ask me that,
and the
anyway.
basketball?
That's a very true story. In fact, that's legendary.
Really?
Prince would play basketball in high heels. It was unbelievable. But and the pancakes. Prince made pancakes.
All right, I never heard that story.
All the
What did he
time.
do?
Well, Charlie Murphy and a few of the Hollywood guys that were in Paisley Park, which is where I'm going in Minneapolis. I've been there more times than I even care to admit. And he invited them over as an after show, and they were playing basketball till like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. They were hungry, and Prince whooped up some pancakes. He made a mean pancakes. He had a song called "Breakfast Can Wait." But
There you go.
yeah,
All
Prince,
right, let's do some
good
sports.
stuff. Yeah,
because
get on
breakfast
track.
can wait.
June 7th. There we go. Well, listen to this one. Former Dolphins corner Xavier Howard sued for for sending revenge porn. That's a very serious deal. Yeah, this is the old Dolphin here. Former Dolphins cornerback Xavier Howard is being sued after he allegedly sent naked pictures of a woman he was dating to her son in a revenge porn plot. The free agent corner, who was released by Miami earlier in the offseason, so he's a current player, is being sued by one ex-girlfriend and the son of another ex-girlfriend, according to CBS Miami. The first ex-girlfriend, this is a mess here, accuses Howard of spreading sexually explicit videos, an action that she claims left her feeling debased and utterly humiliated. And for some reason, I'm losing this story, but we'll hold on a second there. And the second suit is being brought by the son of Howard's other ex-girlfriend. The son claims that Howard impregnated his mother and then insisted that she have an abortion. After she refused, he accused Howard of texting him sexually explicit pictures of his mother. The ex-girlfriend's son was a minor at the time. Howard has not commented on the charges publicly. So if he did that, the guy's going to be in one hell of a lot of trouble. Yeah. So not the greatest news tonight in the sports world, but I did want to get to that one. So, the Mavericks last night, obviously Boston has taken a 1-0 lead in the NBA Finals, Rick. Game 2 would be tomorrow night. And we think that one Damon Roberts is going to be
we hope.
Possibly. He's going to get into the game. Oh, boy, Big D, better Skype us from. Well, you better at least take some video. We won't be on tomorrow night. But we'll obviously be looking forward to that. And that's pretty much a wrap in sports for this segment, Rick.
All right, thank you very much. And again, Slick Rick Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to MyPillow.com. Use our code LFS6B at checkout. Once you do that, take the receipt that proves that you used our code. Send it to us. And Aaron, what will they win? Is it a particular T-shirt this month?
Yes, they'll be getting the Trump silhouette shirt that says "We the People" November 5th, 2024 with the American flag. You're going to get that from now until the election. But if you don't want that shirt, you can request the Biden shirt, the biggest imbecile Democrats ever nominated shirt. You can request
That's
that, and
a good
we'll give you
one,
that
too.
As well.
Right. That's a good one.
But those are the only two. That's
okay.
it. Don't request anything else.
Right. So you got two shirts to choose from. You'll automatically get the Trump shirt unless you request the other shirt. So that's the way it's going to work. Again, LFS6B. Use our code at checkout at Mike Lindell's MyPillow.com. We'll take a quick break. David Zier's got some news. We got to do the Trump Dr. Phil stuff because that was a great thing. Did you actually watch the entire?
I only saw some clips, but I liked what I saw.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of clips. I didn't have a chance to watch it today, but we'll run through as much as we can, and we'll do that right after this, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. Hang tight. We'll be back. We got another hour, whether you like it or not. I'm right here. I didn't go anywhere. Oh my goodness. All right. So check this out. It seems like it's like bad news all over the place.
Oh no.
I just clicked on
More
the
stuff?
Facebook. Yeah, I just clicked on the Facebook. This guy I've known for years, at least 10 years. Ride bikes with him. He's a chiropractor. He's in intensive care.
Why?
Triple coronary bypass.
Wow.
He's got to be one of the fittest guys I know.
Doesn't matter.
Wow.
It's like, what the hell's going on?
It's crazy, right? You never know.
It's insane.
Some of the guys in the greatest shape. Look at my father, the shape he was in. He ended up having a stroke. Guy was in phenomenal shape. And had a stroke. 70. It's just weird. And then you get some guy that smokes cigars and drinking bourbon every night and eating every goddamn Wendy's and everything else, man. And the guy lives to be about 90-something. I don't know what his quality of life is health-wise, but he's having a good old time. Nothing ever happens. You just never know.
That's insane. This guy is...
it's like playing the lotto.
Yeah. Endurance athlete, 145 pounds.
Ooh.
Rides like crazy.
That was a nice comment. Brian Q, 816.
Never
Prince
know.
did Jungle Love better than Morris Day. He's right.
All right, let's jump on the YouTubes. The YouTubes. I got to get to the YouTubes. I gotta like jump on all the social. I haven't done it because I'm hosting, so it's tough to juggle all these balls. Shut up. Let's see. Anybody you guys want to shout out?
Steve Smith, do you live long if you eat at Woody's?
At Woody's?
I'm on the Rumblers. The Rumblers.
He live you a long time.
Howdy.
Woody's. Steph 44. Well, she's in the Get It chat. I'm in the Get It chat.
Howdy, Rumblers.
Black Guns 24.
Yes, you know what? BWAG in the Rumble chat. I was talking to Damon about that because he's got a couple Fridays he's got to take off. So I think we're going to do it for Thursdays. But then again, next Thursday, I think he's out again.
Who are we bringing in? Doug Smith? Or are we going to bring Kevin in? Hey, by the way, I'm going to be on Kevin's show on Monday. Yeah, I'll let the audience.
Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on Friday night. Dish Network Channel 219, Pluto TV Channel 740 now? Where the hell are we on? 1175.
Wow, come on.
1175 on Samsung, 470 on Pluto. Distro TV as well. You can catch us on all the socials. I just checked in on the Rumblers, on the live feed on Rumble. You got YouTube, you got Facebook, you got X, you got the Get It chat with the where you can geek people at there. In the Rumble chat, real quick, Navy Subman Bill, how you doing? Cybermatic says, hey, Pico. And BWAG, yes. I want to acknowledge BWAG. Asked a very good question. Said you need to change the night you do What Even Is That? Because, again, we can't do it now because Damon's not here.
Right.
Right. And I know he's going to miss at least another couple Fridays with
How about Monday
family stuff. We could try and pull it off Monday if he's back and he's ready to rock. So we could try and do that. But I'm gonna try and move it around because I've written a couple and now they just sit there and they're getting old, so I can't.
And they get dated because
they get dated.
Events, yeah.
Right. So we'll try and figure out a way to do that. Maybe I'll shoot for Monday. You know what? I tried to do that last Monday. I couldn't do it because I was just out all weekend, like doing stuff.
Right.
And it takes hours to write these things, so it's tough to on a beautiful day I'm gonna throw myself in the attic and just start pecking away. It's tough to do sometimes.
We're going to get a bat crazy? What even is that?
That's where the bat came in from. I left the attic window open. Anyhow, David Zier's here with news. Slick Rick has got sports. Let's throw it over. And, we were talking about Dr. Phil. Now, David, you said you saw a bunch of the Dr. Phil clips. I've seen a bunch. We got a bunch for you here. What stood out to you, David, mostly about this Dr. Phil Donald Trump interview, which is available on X. If you go on Dr. Phil's X account, he's got the entire thing. I think it's about an hour and 11 minutes long.
The audience response was big for me, and we have a quick cut here. And
well, we got 1, 2.
The
3.
audience member. It's only 20 seconds. Cut number 7. Our audience member has a new perception of Trump. I don't know if you want to play that quick or when we're done.
I was going to go down the line.
Let's go to some cuts. Yeah.
Let's go down the line because it starts out with Dr. Phil talking about because he was going to do a promo. Everybody wants to do a promo. Hey, I got a big guest coming up. We want to feature it. He had his people submit the promo to TikTok. And, you would think, hey, it's a promo for a show. I think it's about a 20-second promo, he said. And it got rejected. Check this out. This is cut number 1.
We put up promos on the social media platforms about the interview for people to watch. And we submitted a promo to TikTok.
I heard about this.
And they said, well, we need to review this to see if it's consistent with community standards.
Community standards.
It's just the promo here. I mean, it wasn't saying let's go stomp baby kittens to death or anything. And usually, now I don't do a lot of this myself that gets put up, but Usually the review is like 10 seconds because they run it through like an algorithm or something and make sure it doesn't have something in it that shouldn't be there. And an hour later, which is usually like 2 seconds or 10 seconds, an hour later, the message came back rejected. They would not put it up. And which is really disturbing to me because it was just a news promo. It was just a news promo. And it's not like I'm a known conspiracy wacko or something.
Not yet.
And I've got 7 or 8 million followers there, so it's not like I'm an unknown person to them.
It's election interference.
But they wouldn't put it up because it had Trump in it. They didn't even know if it was pro or con. It had Trump in it. They wouldn't put it up. That's concerning to me.
That's the arrangement.
But we put it on there because we wanted to get young people, hey, watch this and find out who this really is. Maybe you'll hate him. And so at least you'll know it'll be based on fact.
Yeah. So there you have it. They wouldn't even put up his promo. And it's amazing because was it last week that Donald Trump joined TikTok?
Yeah.
I think it was about a week ago.
Yeah, he got 3.6 million followers in one day, maybe?
In one day. I think he's in the 30s of millions now, I want to say. I think that if somebody could check that and let me know. But no, they didn't want to put the promo up. Which is, again, you talk about this coordinated effort. You're seeing the coordinated effort. You're still seeing the coordinated effort. And I think it becomes more and more glaringly obvious.
He's at 5.9 million followers.
5.9. Okay.
It's a lot in a week.
Yeah, it's a lot in a week. Joe Biden, I think, is still under 500,000.
And his only post was the UFC video that I saw.
So that was one thing. Also, of course, then you have the interview itself. Now, a lot of people were asking, a lot of people had questions for him, and Dr. Phil did questions without Trump there afterwards. But here he is talking to Donald Trump about the revenge factor, and a lot of people asking about the revenge factor if he becomes president again. This is cut number 3 with Dr. Phil and Donald Trump.
Let me ask you this. Right now, headlines everywhere, of course, you don't respect, but there are headlines out there that say, when you win your second term, that you are going to make the people that have come after you pay. Retribution and revenge. Yeah. I am moving forward. I'm not playing the retribution game. It stops with me. It stops here. What if you took that approach?
I'm okay with that. I am. I'm okay with that. Sometimes, I'm sure in certain moments, I wouldn't be. When you go through what I've been through, they spied on my campaign. They spied on my campaign. Remember I announced it? They did things that people don't even talk about. And I got rid of Comey, and I got rid of a lot of people. Thousands of people. At the VA, I cleaned it, 9,000 people. They were sadists. I got rid of them. But what they've done is bad. With all of that being said, we have to unite the country, Phil. The country has to be united. This country is a mess.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, like the HuffPost and all these liberal rags are saying, Dr. Phil's so gullible. The Trump, don't believe him. He's not going to get revenge. But Trump never said he's going to get revenge. No. He said his revenge will be his success. He started that in South Carolina at the Greenville rally, right? And that town hall, he did with Fox.
Yep.
He's not saying he's going to get revenge on everybody.
Right. And he's making that quite clear. But you know what? It doesn't matter because that's not what the media hears. That's what they want to hear. What they want to hear is that he's going to turn into them. He's going to turn into the Biden administration that actively pursues and imprisons their political enemies, as we see that is on display. Mm-hmm. Speaking of getting revenge, a lot of it comes from the lock up Hillary chants. And they talked about that as well. Here is cut number 4 with Dr. Phil and Donald Trump talking about that.
Every situation needs a hero. What a great opportunity for you to stop this cycle, this vicious cycle of gotcha back. Every situation needs a hero. What a great opportunity to step up and say, you know what, it stops here, it stops with me.
I think you'll be impressed. We have to unite the country. We have to save the country. That's not really saving the country. There are people that did some bad things. I know who they are and all of that. But as an example, with Hillary Clinton, I'd mention her name. Everyone's screaming. Thousands and thousands. Yeah, we just had 107,000 people show up in New Jersey. You saw that. 25,000 people showed up in the South Bronx.
In the South Bronx.
But we had Wildwood, New Jersey, 107,000 people. It was a record. They've never had that. When I mention the name Hillary previous to the last election, they said, lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. But I would be there, and I'd try to almost quiet them down. They were going crazy. How would it be I win, and I lock Hillary Clinton up? The president's wife, the former president's wife, I locked her up. And how would it be if I took the Secretary of State, she was Secretary of State, and we threw her into a prison someplace? I think it was terrible. And yet now they're trying to do that with me. Think of it. I didn't want to do that. I could have done that pretty easily. She busted up her phones and she busted up her laptops and what they did, and they put bleach bit. You know what bleach bit is? It's so expensive nobody uses it because it's an acid and it wipes everything out. Could have done it real easy. Don't forget, she disobeyed a subpoena from the United States Congress, and she broke up all this machinery, all this technology after she got the subpoena. Think of it. How would it look if I took a president of the United States wife and threw her into a prison? I hated it because I wanted to bring the country together, and I largely did. And I brought it together through success because it was the most successful economy in the history of our country. Okay. Now, the difference is they're trying to do it to me. And maybe you could feel differently about it, but I don't feel differently. Retribution is going to be through success. We're going to make it very successful. We have to bring the country together.
Yeah, and there it is. That message again.
Phenomenal.
Is retribution is going to be success
as usual.
They dive into some other stuff. He even talks about his relationship with Oprah.
Yeah,
which is a great clip. It's cut number 5. Here's Donald Trump talking about Oprah. Oprah used to love Donald Trump.
Yeah,
check this out.
And Oprah used to really like me. She was here many times. Yeah. She loved my key lime pie. We have key lime pie, and she loved a lot of things about Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
I love
it. Roger King, as you know.
We were here for the funeral for Roger
Correct.
King.
A long time ago. It's the only funeral we've ever had at Mar-a-Lago. I said, maybe we can do a new business here. Yeah. We'll do operate as a funeral parlor. But it was one of the most beautiful funerals in the ballroom behind us. And he was a great guy. And Oprah's terrific. But once I announced I was running, and I said we have to have strong borders, we have to have this, we have to have that, we've sort of lost contact, as the expression goes.
Lost contact is kind of an understatement when you talk about it.
Can we fit in that 20-second clip here before the break of the audience member?
No, we're going to save the audience for one segment because we got a bunch of audience clips I think go together. I think serve pretty well.
Oh, you have others for audience?
Yeah, but definitely a bunch of
Excellent.
others. Let's do him talking about Adam Schiff real quick. Check this out.
These are not stupid people. I call him Watermelon Head. He's got the thinnest neck I've ever seen. How it holds up that head. He's got a neck that's about a size 6. Very unattractive guy, both inside and outside. And people say, "Oh, that's such a terrible thing to say." That's okay. Very unattractive guy. Here's the thing. These are bad people, and.
So there he is, being his typical Trump. Just bringing it right back, and you could tell. I think Dr. Phil wanted to laugh there, but he was trying not to because he's like, this is I can't be laughing at this. He's saying something mean, and I'm a doctor. I can't go along with this. You know what I mean?
Trump even said in 1999 that Oprah would be his candidate for VP if he ever ran for president. He said that on Larry King.
Wow. See, I guess they did lose touch. Maybe she's the dark horse because they keep talking about, he released this list of people and people are saying it's a deflection list.
Lee Zeldin, Sarah Huckabee.
All right, we'll go through that.
He's throwing us a curveball.
He's throwing us a curveball. We'll see. Yeah, Lee Zeldin has been mentioned before.
Oh, he's Trump's lawyer. Zeldin was Trump's lawyer.
Yeah.
Slick Rick used to be on his business advisory commission. I like that. Maybe I'll get a job.
Yeah, maybe he's a friend of the show. No.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll do some more sports. We'll do some news with David Zier. Some more from Dr. Phil and Donald Trump. We'll do that right after the break. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice. Stay there. Got the.
I saw that as you were telling me. I'm sorry.
Now we're live on the socials. Now. Now. Oh, I got a live read. Son of a.
Oh, my battery is.
What happened? Birch gold in them there hills. Hold on there. Hold on there. Is it just one?
Like the blues right there. Oh, I need a bat. Oh, I need a batteries myself.
Batteries?
I got them.
You got them?
Yep, buzz off.
Okay.
Buzz Aldrin? What?
Damon calling in tonight from the hotel.
Oh, of course. He always calls in.
He always calls in. He doesn't even tune. You're lucky if he tunes in.
Harry's on his way down.
Harry? Harry's on the Beltway? Oh, he's coming in?
He's coming in?
Oh, man. Why didn't he tell me? We would have had a cake for him.
Yeah, we would have bought him gifts.
Coming in with his girlfriend, Edith.
Yeah, let's get him a crumb cake. Let's light it up.
Harry's coming in with his girlfriend, Edith. He's going to have his cake and Edith, too.
You're a dork.
I hope that made the break. Hey.
All right, sounds like the blues. You know what that music means. That means the country's going downhill. Basically.
I got a report on that.
We've had some monumental news that no one is talking about. For the first time in our history, the interest we pay on national debt has surpassed every individual budget item except Social Security for now. That's right. The U.S. spends more on interest than on national defense or even Medicare, and it's only getting worse as the big government continues to spend like drunken sailors. That's why savvy investors, central banks, and concerned savers are turning to gold, something not tied to the inflated U.S. dollar. You too can get help with Birch Gold. You can reach out to them for over 20 years. For over 20 years, Birch Gold Group has helped thousands of Americans protect their savings by converting an IRA or 401k into an IRA in physical gold. To learn more, text America to 989898 and claim your free, no-obligation info kit on gold from Birch Gold. Birch Gold has earned the trust with their education-first approach. There are thousands of happy customers and thousands of countless 5-star reviews. Protect your savings and contact Birch Gold today. America, 989898. That's text America to 989898 and get your info kit from Birch Gold today. Just like that, you can hopefully stem the flow of the disaster that's coming towards this country. I know some more numbers have come out. We'll save those for Monday. Damon's real good at breaking that stuff down to make us understand it. In the meantime, we do have David's here. We'll do some stuff with him in just a little bit. But right now, let's kick it over to Slick Rick and sports. Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to MyPillow.com. Slick, what do you got?
All right, well, listen to this one. Augustin Canapino takes leave after disputing online abuse, ESPN News Services, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Augustin Canapino is taking a leave of absence from IndyCar racing after he disputed Theo Pourchaire's claim that Argentine fans had issued several death threats to the rival driver this week. Canapino will not race this weekend at Road America in Wisconsin, and Juncos Hollinger Racing replaced him with rookie Nolan Siegel. Online abuse is unacceptable, and we need to ensure that our drivers are prepared both mentally and physically when they get in the car. Juncos Hollinger Racing co-owner Brad Hollinger said in a statement, "We are saddened by the events that led to this scenario. The decision comes a day after Arrow McLaren Racing terminated its technical and marketing relationship with JHR over the entire fiasco. Pourchaire is the reigning F2 champion, recently hired by McLaren. JHR did not specify how much time Campino will miss. Pourchaire and Campino made contact Sunday on a restart in Detroit that led to an avoidable contact penalty for the Frenchman. Pourchaire 20 posted on social media that he received death threats from Canapino fans. So fans, I don't know if it's a little false bravado online, but you got to take these things seriously, obviously. So IndyCar getting a little bit of heat there. So really wild stuff there. You just don't know anymore with this online stuff. And, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight rescheduled for November. It'll be a little cold in Big D's backyard, after boxing legends medical scare forces post. Leave it to Tyson to wreck a good party, right? This bout will take place on get a nerve of this guy. Will take place at the Cowboys Stadium November 15th. I assume they're on the road that week, of course. This is Paulina Dadaj of Fox News. The heavily anticipated fight between boxing legend Mike Tyson and YouTuber turned professional boxer Jake Paul is back on after Tyson's medical scare on a recent fight caused the bout to be postponed. Most Valuable Promotions announced on Friday that the fight, which was originally set to take place on July 20th at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, has now been rescheduled for November 15th to give both boxers enough time to prepare. Of course, Jake Paul is calling for a real serious beating of Mike Tyson. I don't know. I mean, Tyson is 57. What is Paul? 37, 27?
No, I think he's in his late 20s.
Right? Yeah, he's like 27. Yeah. So, I think there's a 30-year difference between these two fellas. But Tyson, who turned 58 at the end of June. Oh, he's the same age as Harry. How do you know?
Wow.
They're in the same shape, too, I think.
Yeah. I'll take Tyson.
I'll take Tyson, too. But very interesting. Let me just get to a couple of quick scores before I turn it back to you, Rick. Give everybody an update on what's going on in the baseball world. Right now, the Orioles, 6-3 over the Rays, middle of the ninth. Bottom of the eighth, we have the Dodgers and Yankees in a pitcher's duel. No score there.
Yankees' best record in the Major League?
Yeah.
Yankees are hot, man. Rick Delgado is very quietly thrilled.
It's June.
I know. It's early.
I'm not going to jump up and down.
And a near miss with Soto.
You know what it is because there's a bunch of guys that I've known for years that we do this texting, and it becomes as soon as baseball season starts, if the Red Sox get off to a hot start, they're already saying season's over. I'm like, yeah, okay, season's over in April. We'll see you in September. Yeah. And what happens? Usually Boston gets reeled in. Wow. So I'm not counting any chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they call it the June swoon there. So that's when teams can start to dip down after a nice April and May. So we'll see. But Yankees look good. I mean, they got the hitting, they got the pitching. They're starting to get a bullpen together. I don't know about
Soto hurt his forearm though, and they thought, but I think it's negative, the MRIs.
Yeah. Oh well, let's hope. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see the Yankees do good. They haven't won a World Series in quite a bit, right? Was it
2009?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, it's getting up there. 20 years. Well, almost
one. They won one since 99, right?
Well, I got a team that hasn't won a World Series since 1990, and that'd be my Cincinnati Reds. They're leading the Cubs 3-2 right now in Cincinnati at the top of the ninth. Hopefully they can close that one out. I don't know. We'll see. The Cubs got a man on second, so I can see that being a 4-3 loss. Marlins 3-2 over the Guardians, top of the ninth. Bottom of the fifth, Giants over the Rangers 2-0. White Sox lead the Red Sox 4-2, bottom of the fourth in Chicago. Royals right now trailing the Mariners 8-4 in Kansas City, bottom four. Top four, Cardinals blanking the Rockies 4-0. Brewers pounded the Tigers, tormented, tumulated them 10-0. Tumulated, man, new word up. The Pirates over the Twins 3-0, and Nationals down the Braves 2-1. And that's a wrap in sports. Rick, back to you.
All right. Well, thank you, Slick. And again, Slick Rick Sports brought to you by MyPillow.com. Use our code LFS6B at checkout. David Zier, the host of Breaking Point, every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. right here on Real America's Voice, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. on the West Coast. David, what do you got?
I don't know if everybody saw this 777 leaving Pearson Airport in Toronto, cut number 12, the 777 or the 777 on takeoff had an engine fire.
Now, is this a Boeing plane?
This is the Boeing is a 777 is a Boeing, yes.
Sell the stocks.
And
oh, man.
That was extraordinary footage if we have that. Cut number 12. Check this out. And they had to, thank God it happened there.
Oh. That is not good. Exactly.
Got an engine fire.
Oh my gosh, that's scary.
Yeah, but
oh my God, were they able to land that plane?
Yeah, they did.
They landed it right away?
777, the 777, it carries like 400 people. It's a big plane. But there's some good news with the 777. I think it was the first one ever to pass the speed of sound. There's weather conditions in the U.S. Flights from L.A. are getting to London an hour quicker. There was a 777 that did 778 miles an hour. Now, speed of sound, Mach 1 is 761 miles an hour at sea level. They were up at 37,000 feet, but it's 200 miles an hour faster than normal cruising speed. I thought that was really cool and very interesting. And then we have this going on in Tampa. I don't know if we have time for it. I don't think we do. I got gay badges in the Tampa Police Department, but we'll get to that later.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. So the rest of my clips. Yeah, we can do it. Let's
Cut
do
11. Let's go.
We got rainbow
We all want to feel
badges.
safe and respected, no matter who we are. Our newest commemorative
There you go,
badge, one of
rainbow
9
badges.
that members of the department can choose to collect or wear, is a symbol of
So
our department's
insane.
commitment to serving members of the LGBTQ+ community with understanding. By fostering open communication, we can make sure that everyone feels comfortable reaching out to the police whenever they need help. The badge incorporates the rainbow flag as well as the 5-color
blow that up
chevron
if you
that
want.
represents people
What a
of color
waste.
and the transgender community.
Why do they
Together,
need a
these colors
special
symbolize
badge?
the
I don't
continued
know. San
progress for
Francisco does it
marginalized
too.
groups within the
Pull over.
LGBTQ+ community.
Remember Eddie Murphy back in the day?
San Francisco has
This badge can be a
rainbow
conversation
flags
starter,
Come on.
a way
in
to show that
their
they're allies
ceremonies.
and a symbol of safety for those
I just
who
don't
might be
understand
hesitant to
why.
interact with the police.
Yeah. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
And help you with
Yeah,
anything
but,
that
You think, you know what? You don't need badges. You got the village people.
We don't need no stinking badges.
Right?
Right.
What do you need a badge for?
And Rick, I'll have more for you later.
Oh my goodness! This is, that's just a waste. That is a waste of time, energy, and money. They should demand
backing the
that
blue
police-
and pink and
Right,
yellow and
exactly.
green and red.
Unbelievable. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll finish up with Dr. Phil and Donald Trump. Stay there.
Coming to a Woody's near you. We just be people again. I like that quote. I'm a Chuck. I beat him to something.
Just amazing.
YMCA. I don't understand it. I really don't understand for the life of me. Why do we need that?
We don't.
Why do we need that?
It's just.
I mean, why? YMCA.
It's just stupidity.
Roddy Mom, I'm so sick of this crap. She's right. She's absolutely right. Horse Lady 1977. Good grief. That's putting it lightly. Philly 888. So tired of this. This is in the Get It chat. Of this BS, I should say.
I think people are just getting to the point.
They're
where,
sick.
You know what?
Look, they need
Shut up.
Sickening. Hammer Chuck says tiptoe through the tulips. He's right.
I got some economic news for you before the end of the show, Rick.
Okay.
I have heartburn like a bullet train.
Oh, Harry's here.
Oh, Harry's here.
I heard Harry's name and I got heartburn.
Harry Oates. He must have heard the birthday shout out.
He's like, I guess I'll come in.
I'll come in. Jeez, the guys are talking about me. Was he supposed to? Was he? With his daughter time?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
He said his daughter was taking him out for his birthday tonight. Tomorrow night and Sunday is the big parties with the gals. Harry's he gets around. He's a big star.
Is he a big star?
Oh
Where?
yeah, Harry. Yeah, definitely he is. Not like us.
Right.
We just go home and go to bed. They lock us in the room.
Well, they don't want us to escape. They need us back for the next day.
Well, that's a good point. Harry, they don't care if he goes back.
They don't care if Harry
I'll
gets
find
back.
somebody else for an out of focus camera.
Oh, jeez, slick.
We love Harry. Come on.
Jeez.
Yeah, I got some kind of allergy in my throat.
Let's see who's in the chats here. Moon Pie. Did they go to the moon? We don't know. They say they went to the moon.
6 times.
Yeah.
They say.
So did Alice, Ralph Cram and his wife. To the moon.
I just. All right, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Friday night. Get ready for the weekend. Damon is out. He'll be back on Monday. We'll see. You know what? If you're watching the NBA Finals, you might see the gigantic Damon in the crowd somewhere.
You might.
You might. Or if you're hanging out at Woody's, you might see him there. Who knows? We've got David Zier. He's got some news we're going to do in just a little bit, as well as more sports with Slick Rick. But let's finish up with Dr. Phil and Donald Trump, which, again, was released. I guess they did it on Wednesday or earlier Thursday, and then they released it last night. We played a couple clips earlier of Dr. Phil and Donald Trump, one-on-one. But what happened afterwards was after President Trump left, Dr. Phil, continued, but talking to the audience. And this is the part, David, you said really got your attention, were some of the people in the audience and their reactions to, having Donald Trump do this interview for them. Let's go with your favorite. This is cut number 7. This is Dr. Phil, Donald Trump. This is an audience member talking about a new perception that this interview that they did just moments before, how it's changed her mind. Here we go.
So watching your interview today, I think it actually gave me an interpretation that I've never had of him before. And us not seeing him more, it actually kind of hurts hurts people on judging him. I guess if that's what the media wants to do, then they're doing a very good job at it.
Yeah, you bet.
Spot on.
Right.
Yeah, because that's what they're doing.
Right. People are getting wise to it. Hopefully more people watch this Dr. Phil special.
Well, it's not only what the media will and won't show, but it's what they tell you. Because again, they're going to show you, oh, he said this, he did that. But most of it is all BS. And I think that's what she's pointing out. Is like, we're not seeing the real guy because we're being shown a story. We're not we're not being shown the truth.
Yeah, it's like the Charlottesville narrative. Yeah, there were good people on both sides, but I lived in Richmond, Virginia, and in Virginia, black people didn't mind the statues being up in the street, and there are black people who are on the right down there too, and they understand their history in the Civil War. So it's all a fake narrative.
Yeah, and one of the fake narratives was brought up and is infecting. And I guess it's a proper question to ask if you have this concern, but about voting for a quote unquote convicted felon. This is cut number 2 with Dr. Phil and Donald Trump. This is again Dr. Phil talking to the audience. And he talks to this gentleman who says, he's got a problem because now Donald Trump has this moniker. And again, he's not considered a convicted felon yet in the eyes of New York State. I don't know if you saw this Yale attorney, this Yale law professor who says until the judge actually signs the convicted paperwork, he's not a convicted felon. You can't call him that because it hasn't happened. So in essence, this is the whole moniker, and this is what I said a couple of years ago was they just want to be able to call him that. They don't care if he goes to jail. Maybe now they do because they think, wow, we can't stop him. But they've been wanting to hang this on him for so long. Here's cut number 2.
Yes, sir.
Great interview. Saw a side of him I hadn't seen before. My name is Keith.
I know your name's Keith. We've got a quick meeting this way.
Yes, sir. I know it. I'm that bad penny. I keep showing up,
Good.
So
just keep showing up.
I still have a problem with voting for somebody for president that is a convicted felon.
Whatever.
And I don't know how to overcome that.
That is what?
That is a convicted felon.
Yeah.
That's trouble for me. I don't think that somebody in that capacity should be allowed to run for president, but the rules are the rules.
Well, that's right. And in fact, that goes to our first question on the poll. Let's look at that. The first question was asked, I would vote for a convicted felon for president of the United States. 91% say yes. And then Keith and a few stragglers say no.
Yeah, sit down, Keith. Just sit there. So, you know what,
91% of the people say yes.
Sit
and I don't know if that's because they think that's kind of a bogus conviction or if they think it's a white-collar conviction or something. That's something we need to drill down more on. But 91% of the people say they would.
Yeah. When there's a real crime and you're convicted and you're a felon, then maybe not. But this is fake, so.
Well, we understand that. I mean, and we know that. And I think that's part of what the media banks most of their nonsense on is that most people don't do their research. They just, and again, I've said this a ton of times, people only have a limited amount of time in their lives. They don't have the opportunities that, people like us, we dive into this stuff. We're into it. We look into things. We work on several social media platforms. We're always looking for the latest news that's breaking. Most people are busy, man. They got lives to lead. David, you just can't throw your hands up and be like, oh, well, whatever.
I can, because I work 4 careers.
I understand that, but one of your careers is doing this. So you're hypersensitive to it.
I'm not.
That guy's not hypersensitive to it.
Listen, it's your responsibility to be informed.
But people are only getting informed by what they know in terms of media. And you can't
watch America's Got Talent. What are you talking about?
When we cover all the MAGA rallies around the country, though, and I understand your point, but these people all own small businesses. They're all working 80, 90 hours a week. They're getting crushed, so they get it. So. But
I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people like him, the regular person, person who just said, "I really liked your interview, but I've got this
he's an
concern."
Idiot. The MAGA people are regular people.
Why is he an idiot?
Because he's an idiot.
Why?
Because I can't vote for a convicted felon. Well, if he doesn't know that these charges against Trump are BS, then he's not informed, and he should be.
Dude, you had the same problem with George. What's his name?
Santos, who defrauded.
Who's not even a convicted felon.
Okay.
Wait. I'm going to stop you right there.
Oh my God.
He's not even a convicted felon. Is he brought up on charges? Has he been brought up on charges yet? I believe he has.
Bringing
I'm
up
not
George
sure.
Santos in the same sentence as Donald Trump.
We're talking
about
no.
Because he wasn't kicked out because of his conviction.
Let me finish.
He wasn't kicked out because of a conviction.
That's the thing. You will just put your blinders on and go. You know what?
Blinders on.
All right, hold on. Now I see what you mean. This guy has a problem. You have a problem with the George Santos. He has a problem with the conviction label
I got a
on
problem
Donald
with
Trump.
that guy.
You got to respect
for not being informed,
dude. You got to respect it. It's as simple as that.
All right.
And you can't just dismiss these people because these people are a voting bloc.
Well, these people are voting bloc.
Yes.
And they could be the swing vote.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
They could be the person.
You got to focus on that.
Get informed.
They are the ones. They are the ones that could turn this election one way or another.
Yeah.
They could be independents. They could be, what do you call it? Blue dog Democrats that would vote for Reagan types. Those are the people that are still those are the people that can be reached. And you got to address that, and you have to acknowledge it.
It happened in 2016.
I do acknowledge it, but everyone needs to be informed.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to sit there and wipe away his concern, but your concern matters, it's kind of disingenuous to the process.
I am. I can't vote for a convicted felon. He can't say that this is horse poop.
No, well, he can't. That's the problem.
Well, that's a problem.
It is a point.
But I'm saying,
God knows what he's tuning into. You sit there and you watch The View in the morning with your coffee, okay, and then you turn on, some little crap at night, or you watch.
If you're watching The View, then you're the problem.
Cartoon. Well, but that's probably where that guy is.
If you're relying on Jimmy Kimmel for your news.
Well, but that guy doesn't look like he's a Jimmy Kimmel guy. He looks like he's an NBC, CBS News kind of guy who gets home 6:30, watches his nightly news, and he feels like he's caught up. Dude, you just can't throw them away, unfortunately.
I'm not throwing them away. I just think he should be informed.
Well, I guess that's why he was there, to get informed.
Well, I don't
know. I thought he brought up a relevant thing because a lot of people probably feel that way who would normally say, you know what, I like what he's saying, but this. And they don't know the intricate details of the case like we've been exposed.
But you don't have to be intricately involved and informed to understand that these DAs are not enforcing the law, and we have bail reform in New York, and the city's rotting to the core, and they're convicting Donald Trump on fake charges. I mean, it's obvious. So
it's obvious to you.
Well, it's obvious to me. Anyone who has a head screwed on straight.
All right. Well, I guess we'll agree to disagree on this one. One last audience member weighing in, talking about her and her friends now switching their votes, not based on this interview, but based on something else that's more important to them than just this interview. This is cut number 8. Check this out.
I was just thinking about when they ran the first time together, or the second time, and President Biden won. I have a lot of Republican friends and a lot of Democratic friends. I'm kind of neutral, but they talked about good versus evil. And I thought, well, we're not really in a Disney movie, so I don't understand. You may not like him. I get that. But now, 4 years later, the same people I know that have said these things say, I'm really upset with my 401k. I'm upset when I go to the grocery store, and they're all voting for Trump now. So and on the TikTok thing, I do get on TikTok, and most of the people I have followed off and on, their TikToks have been taken down if they have anything about Trump. And I just think this is bias, and so that doesn't help his case at all. They just see one side.
Yeah. Does that bother you? that they're taking stuff down because it has that in there? What do you want to say?
Yeah, and there you go. She's also pointing out the biased media coverage. And again, say what you want, but some people, they're just not as informed as they need to be, unfortunately, for this election cycle, because it's been described. This is probably the most important, because if Biden or they switch him out, and I think they're going to switch him out. What do you think, Slick? Switch him out?
Absolutely.
David?
I think so. I think so.
It's getting so obvious. I was talking to some people earlier today, just, every day, and they were saying, he's not running. And they were saying, Michelle Obama.
Really?
Yep.
So you're hearing it from people
I'm hearing from people out, in the street. Yep.
And what are their thoughts? Do you ask them, would you vote for that person?
No,
or?
I don't go that deep.
No?
Because most of the people that I talk to wouldn't even consider it because they're already voting for Trump. Right. That's kind of where I roll.
Okay.
Thank God.
All right.
Most people in my life are for Trump.
Right.
And that's just the kind of people I surround myself with. I want to live in that kind of world.
What about you, David? I mean, you're out there, what are people saying?
What are people saying?
If Biden drops out, who's going to take his place? That's what I mean.
I'm around people all the time, and I think there's a lot of uninformed people out there, and there's no excuse for not being informed.
Right, but that wasn't the question.
No, it is because I think most people are fed up. But listen, we're in New York. You're still 2-1 Democrat. Trump's still behind in New York. So you're not going to get all those votes. So there's a war going on. We're in a civil war for our identity and our purpose going forward. And I just hope there's enough of us to make that change.
Well, I think there is. I think especially what we saw coming out of Arizona. I talked to you about that NPR article real quick. Let me see if I still have it up here. After 2 years, Trump returns. Thursday, Trump held a town hall event sponsored by Turning Point. The crowd was chanting. I guess he's got a new voter mobilization effort. Too big to rig. They had signs and everything. The nod is to the false claim, according to NPR, that the 2020 election was stolen. According to Charlie Kirk, he says, we're going to make November too big to rig, and we're going to overwhelm them at the ballot box. We're going to get out, register them, and we're going to outwork them. It's called Chase the Vote. So that's what the Trump campaign is unleashing. And, it's one of the six swing states that could be determined by this new get out the vote effort.
Rick, to your point, I work with contractors all day and builders and concrete guys and everything. And they can't make it. And they get it. They're informed. They know what's going on, So I just wish people were informed.
Okay. So we'll leave it at that. All right, we'll take one quick break. We'll come back. We've got a special guest that's going to be joining us real quick in the final segment. We got sports with Slick Rick. We'll do a little more news with David Zier and more with you right here after the break. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice. Stay there.
No. I'm in the chat. Got you.
My friend Larry said, if you're watching The View, then you are the problem.
Well, you'd be surprised who watches The View.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law does.
I know.
What am I going to do? Yell at her? I mean, she's my mother-in-law, but I can't argue with her. It's just not worth it. I try to point things out, and it just, always gets touchy, and
But
I'm like,
okay.
forget it. I try to tell her, vote with your damn checkbook, which is what I tell everybody. The economy sucks, and that alone's enough.
I talk to so many people, and they come around. When I lay out the facts
that's good.
to people, they come around.
You hit them with enough facts,
Yeah.
But I just tell people, just vote with your checkbook. I really don't give a damn. You know what? The economy's in the toilet. We're in the old-time debt. Rick just told you our second largest
Harry.
budget line item is the goddamn
Is
interest
the interest
on the debt.
on the debt.
That's insanity.
It's the second most money we spend in this country.
Second most money. Just the interest on the debt. It's number
Not
two.
the debt
only
itself.
the Social Security, which pretty soon we're going to start robbing that to pay Peter to repay Paul.
Well, that's already.
Yeah. Oh, we probably have. Now, we're going to get a notice. You cannot retire until you're 78. Though they've already raised it already. I mean, you can't even touch the money until it's 70. It ain't worth nothing. If you're our age. It's unbelievable. Harry Oates, you're going to tell everybody what you did for your birthday today? Or what you're going to do for your birthday this weekend? Well, we're on the break right now. See? Look at that. But we're live in the break, Harry.
Yes,
so
Harry's
now it is public knowledge. I think there's only like 35 people in the break.
I just came back from dinner with my daughter.
What's that?
I came back from dinner with my daughter.
Oh, that's
How was that?
It was great. And then tomorrow I'm going out to the vineyards, and then I'm going with someone else on Sunday somewhere. It should be nice.
Someone else on Sunday somewhere.
Someone on tomorrow.
Where'd you have dinner tonight on Long Island?
Branchinelli's, yeah. I asked Ashley where she want to go. She goes Branchinelli's. I said, great.
Nice
Love
little
it.
Italian place on Long Island. Hot
Love
dog.
it.
Very
Love
nice.
it.
Right down.
Hey, it's Branchinelli's.
Hey, yo.
And then go into the vineyards. We don't drink wine, Harry, do you?
Oh, God, I love it.
Do you really?
Do you? You're a wine guy?
I probably go through 3 bottles a week easy at home.
Really?
While you're driving?
What do you drink?
While I'm driving, yeah, on the highway. Yeah.
What do you drink?
Cabernet.
Oh, Cabernet's a nice
Cabernet.
wine. Yeah.
All right. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Friday night. Welcome back to the program. David Zier's got news. Slick Rick has got sports. And special guest joining us right now in studio, the one, the only. Happy birthday, Harry on the highway. How are you?
Harry.
Harry with the
Happy
tan.
birthday to you.
There you go.
Happy birthday, Harry on the highway.
It's 58 and it's getting late
to you.
Thank you for all the birthday wishes.
How are you, Harry?
I'm good, man.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
A day
Thank
older?
God. A day older.
Good, man. You look
A day
great.
older. I feel
look
great. I really do.
You don't look one day over 58.
Yeah.
The great Harry Oates in the house.
Yeah.
I was in D.C. this week. It was
So
nice.
how was the birthday so far today?
It was great. I just came back from dinner with my daughter, which was always amazing, and she also brought me to lunch, which was great. I had to bring Buddy to get to the groomer, and I said, "Come on, let's stop and have some lunch." So we had some lunch over in Sayville by the water. It was just nice day so far.
Very nice.
I was away all week, so it was nice.
And then you ruined it by coming here.
Then I ruined it by coming here. Nah, never. No.
So what's the plan for the weekend now? 'Cause are you like one of those people, females that claim an entire weekend when it's their birthday?
No. In fact, honestly, the plans I had for this weekend were the plans I made a month ago. I'm going to the vineyards tomorrow, out east.
Oh, yeah?
And, yeah, I'm going out to the vineyards out east, and then I'm going to go do Northport Village in Sunday. But I had these plans set. I don't really like birthdays. My daughter hates me because of that. She goes, "Daddy, it's a big thing. No cake, no sparkles, no nothing.
No cake, no sparkles, no.
Take you out to dinner. Wow. Happy birthday.
It sounds
let's
like
get
my
it over
wardrobe.
with." It's not. It's just not me.
No cake, no dancing girls,
no
nothing.
cake. I haven't had a birthday cake. Oh my gosh, years.
Wow.
Okay.
It's just not me.
There you go.
Well, that sounds like a good weekend you got planned.
But I feel great because you remember this time last year I was just getting out of the hospital.
I was just going to say you've had some challenges the last couple of years.
Yeah. So I look back and I was like, wow.
So this is the first, I guess, completely healthy
first
birthday in the last couple of years, right?
Birthday in the last 3 years, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
not in a hospital or not having any issues with.
No, but it looks
cancer.
like you've been in the tanning bed.
I was.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was outside vacuuming the pool today and also standing in D.C. Yesterday, on the streets of District of Columbia, which is
now. Were you doing what Ben Berkwan was doing, chasing around Adam Schiff?
I was there. No, I wasn't doing that. I was there for Steve at court, doing that field team crew, and
and doing some work in the DC studio.
Hey, speaking of Ben and Adam Schiff, we got that clip.
Huh?
That clip was great. I got a copy of it here. Cut number 17. If you didn't see this, here's Ben Bergquam going after Adam Schiff. Check this out.
Adam Schiff, we meet again. Question: what are you going to do when the attacks on President Trump fail and he's president again, and you're brought up on treason charges? What are you going to do then, sir?
Ooh.
Anything?
Russia
collusion lie?
Beat red.
The treason you committed for 4 years? Traitor, right there, guys. Don't vote for guys like that, guys.
The great Ben Bergquam.
Now what Ben didn't tell you, and I don't have an IFBN, so I didn't know if he explained it, but he told me the story afterwards, is that the DC cops...
Oh, yeah, we have the video clip, too.
Were complaining that he was harassing,
I do have that. We were on limited time.
Okay.
So maybe we'll save that for next week. But Harry on the Highway, happy birthday. Congrats to you. And, many people might not know this. Harry is also responsible for me getting here.
That's right. Yes.
He and I had a meeting some years ago when I was doing a different show by myself, and Damon had just started his show.
By myself.
Yeah.
Who watched the show? Yourself, right?
Yeah. Me, myself, and I. I had three viewers.
Oh, De La Soul.
Yeah, that's right. And when Damon, we were going through some changes in the team here, and I said, this guy Rick, I think he'd be great. We worked for this guy and that guy and this guy. He's also funny. He's doing his own podcast. He's into politics. I think he would be great. And here we are today.
Here we are.
What, 3 years later?
4 years later. Still going.
And David, believe it or not, I was listening to his podcast. I knew his mom. I knew David's mom, the great Marie Zier, and his brother, believe it or not, got me into 2 of my former studio buildings, and so I knew the family. I knew the family name. There's signs all over Long Island.
Yeah.
But I heard David's podcast. Somebody sent it to me, and at the time, we're building up shows for Real America's Voice, and I said, "Hey, Rob, listen to this guy. I think he's really good on local and national." And then the great David Zier.
Bada boom, bada bing.
And you discovered Damon too.
And believe it or not, in 2006, Damon came into my studio. One of his partners said, "Hey, we want you to do a sports show for us." Damon was into sports gambling, betting.
He's very good.
And they go, "We want you to do a show just like this thing called Sports Advisors with Stewie Fine." I said, "Well, not only do I know it well, we produce it." And lo and behold, that's how Damon and I met. Producing his show called Game Time Info. And from there, he rolled into a financial stock show with a client of mine. And then one day we were talking. We did a bunch of projects together in the studio. And Damon said, "I always wanted to do something like, oh my gosh, not Howard Stern. Imus. Imus is a big fan of mine. So Facebook was taking off at the time. This is way before Real America's Voice. Facebook is taking off. I said, so why don't we try something? So we did. We started this Facebook show called. I came up with the name Live from Studio 6B, and honestly, I
wait until Damon hears about this.
He knows I did. I just picked it up out of the blue. Live from Studio 6B. Honestly, it's a studio at an NBC that Jimmy Fallon's involved in. Yeah. At the time, it wasn't, but I just blew it out of my head, and here we are today. And then, the Zen Master loved the show, and he goes, "Hey, I got this .com called." AmericasVoice.com.
Is that how Zen Master talks like that?
Is that how he talks?
No, you really don't.
Because he's in the chat right now. He wants to have a call with you after.
So he could call me. He's got my number on speed dial. Trust me. And then here we are. We started with 2 hours a day of programming, and unbelievably, with the hands of gods and Rob, the Zen Master, got us to this point with 6 hours. We start at 6 a.m. and we don't go dark till midnight, and until we go into repeat cycle. They're live shows. All day. It's just amazing.
And just really quick, Harry, you're the glue that keeps Real America's Voice News together.
That's what they said when they put my stomach back together. They gave me. I said, "Where are the stitches?"
It's crazy glue.
Been on the road with you for 5 years plus, and all the way back to El Paso, to the wall, the private
wall. The wall. That's right.
115 degrees in the desert.
Oh, that's the way it's going to be Sunday in Vegas. So you see the warnings that went out.
Yeah, incredible. So.
Wow. David, I love all you guys. I love
you
everybody.
guys. And, I love the 6B guys. I love all you guys.
Really?
So it's okay to disagree.
Of course, everybody listen.
It's not okay to disagree.
It's not really a disagreement.
Me and Damon were talking earlier today. We were going over some politics. And me with politics.
Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, Kim Jong-un, it's this and that. And I speak my mind when I feel about certain things, and I just come out, whether you like it or you don't, I don't care. That's why I can't have my own show, because I'd probably be shot and dead, because I just say it the way it is. But, we're all one big family, every one of us. We love each other, we hang out. Even all our other show hosts that are, we always talk, we love each other.
We love hanging out with them.
Well, you should come to more of the shows and you'll be able to
hang out with anybody. They don't let us leave the island. Are you kidding me? Just kidding. But Harry, thank you again for being our special guest. A very happy birthday. Everybody wish happy birthday to Harry. When you get a chance, follow him on social media and wish him his happy birthday. What are your social media handles if people want to follow you?
On Instagram, Harry Oates 66.
Okay, what about Twitter X?
I couldn't. I'm not even on Twitter.
You're not even on there?
No.
Instagram, Facebook? Harry Oates.
Harry Oates.
Harry Oates.
Tweet less.
Tweet. Hey, we got 45 seconds left, guys.
All right, very good. So let's wrap the show. Big happy birthday to Harry the Glue Oates as he brings us all together. Thank you for watching. As always, we salute our military, active, and retired, our first responders, EMTs, firefighters, police, border patrol, everybody working the front lines, everybody who gets their fingernails dirty for us. We appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you so much. Thanks to everybody on the show. We got Fran, we got Aaron in the booth, we got Slick Rick and his toys, David Zier and his ties, Harry on the highway, and his birthdays, and of course you guys at home. Thank you so much. We will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Till then, peace.